We're
And
live. Hi, guys. Kat Howard with Windermere Real Estate in Woodinville, Washington, joined by Dan Mellis. You will not be able to see him, but you'll be able to hear his voice. And we get together every week and talk about stats by Kat, real estate stats. And we also talk about lending stuff. And we'll see how his week has been. And I'll share with you how mine has been. So I'm going to add us to the live stream on Facebook and YouTube really quick. So I got to put in a title. Sorry, be patient. You don't have to be patient. I do. Okay. How's it going, Dan?
It's going great. It's going great, Kat. You know, I think this is going to, hang on. Let me move the microphone just a smidge closer. Okay, there we go. It's going great. I got to tell you, it's been a terrific week. Just very calm. Not much going on in the background other than, closings that are a little chaotic and stuff like that. But other than that, it's been very calm. I've been getting my sleep. Yes.
Until today.
Until today, yes.
I mean, let's face it. Today has been an interesting day.
Yes. For those that don't know, Kat and I are working on a transaction together.
We are working on a transaction together.
And we were expecting it to close today, and son of a gun, what happened? Well,
Dan did his job. I did my job, just to be clear.
Yes,
so this is how complicated it gets. And had clients were out of the country, had to drive into the country to schedule a signing in New York. And they did that, and they met up with their mobile notary. The notary was scheduled through escrow. And they were supposed to drop the signed documents off in UPS before the cutoff so that they would be then overnighted. And this was Saturday. So they would then be overnighted to our escrow office and be there this morning for closing for today. That did not happen. Is that right, Dan? Didn't happen, did it?
According to my intelligence sources, no, it did not happen today. It is supposed to be in at 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
That's not bad time for somebody that had to walk those papers all the way across the country from Buffalo all the way to Seattle. I have to give them credit. I know they promised they would be here overnight, but for all that walking, they did a pretty good job. So we got to give credit where credit is due.
And the garbage. Sorry, Dan. I had to go save my dog from the garbage.
That's okay. Last time I heard, they were stuck somewhere in Montana, and that was slowing them down. But they're on their way.
I don't know that they got stuck in Montana. We actually didn't even know where the docks were until mid-afternoon. But that's how real estate really goes. And you need to be prepared to pivot. Things go wrong all the time. And we don't actually have control of everything. We do have to rely on other people in this business. And so, So anyway, truth is, we threw together an addendum. The addendum is signed by my clients, giving us another up to 2 days in case we don't get closed tomorrow. And it's on its way. I just emailed it to the listing agent, and he'll need to get the seller to sign that addendum as well to keep us in contract after our closing date today, which is not going to happen. So anyway, but those are things that happen in real life. So in the real estate world, and got to keep a clear head, make sure you follow through, figure out, where the problem happened. I'm still waiting to hear about what happened with the mobile notary. I really would like someone to have some accountability there. Just not to get mad at them, not to yell at them, but I just want to know where the ball was dropped. Was it UPS? Because, could blame UPS.
Yeah, well, that's probably an answer we're going to get sometime when we find out where elephants die.
We may not ever get that answer.
But I got to tell you, we were talking yesterday, and what interesting stats you've pulled. And we've got them here today. We've got some really super interesting stuff. And I want to talk for a moment. Pay attention if you like to house flip, right? If you're like a house flipper, you like to make some money on purchase, buying and selling houses. Maybe you're a contractor. You like to build a spec home. You got to find a nice plot of land. You want to build a spec home. You want to make some money. This what they call this live stream. This live stream is for you. It is because
if you are a wannabe flipper or you got that flipping in your bones, yeah, you need to hang on here. Watch us for a bit. Yeah. We've got some information and data that will tell you pretty close to when you should buy for a variety of reasons and when you should schedule selling. So, we can kind of help you with that. When you should be scheduling those activities. So
the timing of everything, yes.
The timing of your purchase and the timing of your sale.
That's
yes.
Right. So without further ado, let's start off. Stats by Cat in, I think Snohomish is the first, or is it King? No, King.
You're always trying to muck me up, Dan. I pull King, Snohomish, Pierce, Mason, Skagit, Kitsap every week.
You do?
I didn't realize. He does that just to hear me say that. I think I'm getting gifts. I think I don't know if those are gifts. I see bunnies and bunny eggs going up the side of my. So I love that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Okay.
So stats by Cat, King County. King County.
King County. 0.76 month supply of inventory in King County. No, that's not right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, your average sales price in King County is up 22%. I'm sorry. I just find that so hard to believe. So
it's up 22%.
Made me laugh.
Since January 1st through March 31st, right?
Yeah. Actually, I believe that was. I think I pulled that from December, Dan. Let me look at my data because I changed. Let me see here. Sorry to have to look on the fly here, you guys. Just want to make sure I'm giving you the right information.
I'm writing this down on a paper towel so I don't lose it.
Yeah, so this is the actual quarter data. So this is from December. So I pulled the average sales price for December 2023. And then I pulled the average sales price for March 2024. And our average sales price is up 22%. And that's a solid number. And I can tell you why. I love it when I can support my data with other data so that it's you can see that it's accurate, right? It's not just a one-off, like there was one expensive property or whatever skewing the data. So the median sales price is up 20% December to March. So we're up 20% median sales price. And the price per square foot was up 18%.
Wow.
So when you look at the totality of that, the market is up 20% in King County fairly solidly since December, closed data. So it's striking. It's the county with absolutely the highest appreciation for the year so far, like by a long shot. If they were a horse in the race, they would be.
It'd be Secretariat.
They would be 3 laps in front of everyone else.
So King County is basically up. If you look at the 3 metrics you're looking at, 22% on average, 20% for the median, and 18% square footage. Right. Let's call it King County. First quarter of the year, up 20%.
That's right.
20%. Wow.
That's incredible. And again, flippers, we're going to get to where you should be buying a house. Probably not now. You could, but unless you get a good deal on it, find something off market or.
There are deals out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, something that's been on the market a while. And because, truth be told, my clients just bought a house, and I won't say where, because I don't want to give it away, but they bought a house in the South Sound, let's just say that, or south of Seattle, I should say. And we just negotiated that a month ago. And that thing had been on the market 200 and something days, 275 days or whatever, somewhere in there. And she had not reduced price since September. And even though, we got it for slightly less than her asking price, but when Dan and I talked about this yesterday, if she had taken that house off the market, not left it on that market for a couple hundred days, and she had just put it on the market as a new listing in March or April at the price that we paid for it, or even where she had it listed at, she probably would have gotten multiple offers and would have gotten well over asking price. So that's the danger of missing the mark and sitting on the market too long. So there are still some of those properties languishing out there, guys. You should go take a look at them. Some of them can be in very nice condition. This one actually just been remodeled right down to the quartz countertops and the brand new kitchen, modern flooring, the whole 9 yards, freshly painted, interior, exterior. So this was not rough. Just because it's been on the market a while doesn't mean it's rough. So this was actually in very nice condition. So I just like to throw that out there just because I feel like if a property's been on the market a while, that buyers may pass them by because they think there's something wrong with them, right? And that's not necessarily the case. It may be missing a component, right? Maybe there's not a garage. Maybe there's not a true dining area, or there's something screwy, I shouldn't say that, something inherently flawed with the floor plan, right? So maybe you only have a half a bath, in the primary, or you don't have a bathroom in the primary, right? Something like that. Those could definitely make homes more challenging to sell. But if you can live with that little inherent flaw, that's not a big inherent challenge, like power lines, busy street, airline, plane, air traffic, things that would interfere with your day-to-day quiet pleasure, enjoying the living there. Then if it's just a matter of missing a quarter bath, like the shower off the primary bathroom or something, maybe you can justify living there with a property like that. So I didn't say that really very fluently, but sorry. I feel like I need a shot of coffee or something here, guys.
Well, let's ramble through
Let's go through King.
We'll go for Snohomish next, right?
Well, no, we're still in King.
Oh, we're still in King.
King. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so we got 975 active listings on the market in King County. 66% of sellers set offer review dates. 63% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between March 24th. Is that right? Yeah. March 24th and March 30th. Oh my gosh. 75% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between March 10th and March 23rd. So there's some strong numbers there for King County. Very strong numbers. And did you want me to go through new construction, or you want to do that separate?
Let's go through new construction. What the heck?
Let's talk about new construction for King County really quick. So let me get back to that page. I pulled so much data, you guys, this week. So much data. Okay, here it is. Okay, here we go. Just new construction. Here we go. So month supply of inventory for new construction in King County is 0.6 months. So fairly tight market for new construction in King County. So 61% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between March 24th and March 30th. And you guys, this is for new construction. So, and about 15% of sellers for new construction builders set offer review dates. Okay, so not very many. So the beauty of that situation is if you're looking to buy new construction, it's not like resale right now. You can actually go out to the plat, maybe take a look and see what they've got available or coming up, and maybe not compete, right? So that's a relief to some people. So, so the 14-day data is not as nice, but this goes back 2 weeks, so 2 to 4 weeks. So we had 48% of sellers or builders in King County get under contract if they list within 14 days. If they listed their new construction homes from March 10th to March 23rd. So the market wasn't quite as hot as it is from March 24th through March 30th. It got hotter. So clearly more new construction sold. So the new construction is not necessarily impacting the resale market much in King County. They run about the month supply of inventory is almost the same as what King County is. So it's not, little shorter time frame. But anyway, so it's King County. All right. Should we do Snohomish?
Yes, I was anticipating Snohomish.
You were anticipating Snohomish. I'm going to change jackets because I'm going to put both of these videos out on soon. So let's just swap out jackets real quick. Whoops. Oh, I got my earring. My earring falling off on me.
Uh-oh.
Right. That's all right. Here we go. Okay. All right. So
Snohomish County. Those stats are strong in Snohomish County.
Snohomish County's got a rocket real estate market going. They really do. Let's see here. What do we got? So 0.6 months supply of inventory in Snohomish County. The real estate market is up 9% in Snohomish County when you compare March sold data, average sales price, to December sold data in 2023, average sales price. So Snohomish County is up 9% so far for the year. So good number, right? Pretty strong.
Right. Yeah.
So, the average between January and June for Snohomish County, the difference between the average sales price in January versus June is 9.7% on average since like 2012. So, us to be up already 9% in Snohomish County is pretty much shows the market's on fire. So,
and 9% for Snohomish is the average. Is that correct?
It is average sales price.
Average sales price. And what's the median? Do you have that?
The median, I do have that. Hold on here. Let me go grab that. So yeah, again, this data is also very well supported by other data. So the median is up 8% in Snohomish County. And the price per square foot is up 11% in Snohomish County. So data that's very well supported. So you could easily say the prices are up in Snohomish County 8 to 11% and be accurate. There's, it is what it is. And the same in King County. It's just a lot bigger number. Don't ask me what's happening in King County. Just 20% is off the charts. So for 3 months.
Well, I'll tell you what, even 9-10%, like in Snohomish County for 1 quarter.
That's a lot. That's a lot for 1 quarter. And I think, in both cases, it's indicative of, going over asking price. Right. So we're submitting offers and we're going over asking prices. What's happening for at least about half the homes in Snohomish County and over half the homes in King County. So, if you pick the 50% that don't get the multiple offers to put an offer in on one of those homes, you might be the only game in town, which is nice. And you'll see those come in at asking price or just under, because you'll also get an inspection. Love that. But the other 50% of homes are getting under contract with multiple offers. And so those people are often waiving the inspection and hoping that the sellers provided an inspection for the buyer.
So what's your opinion here from Stats by Cat? What do you think about Pierce County?
Pierce County has a much more moderate market. Right? It's a lot more moderate. So yes. Are we going to finish? Can we finish Snohomish?
Oh, I thought we were done with Snohomish.
Yeah, you've done it twice in a row. You guys, he's not interested in my data.
We were talking about it for hours yesterday. Well, maybe not hours, but quite some time. It's very good. Anyway, go ahead.
329 homes currently on the market in Snohomish County. And these are single family, detached, not new construction, and not townhomes or condos, right, you guys?
Uh-huh.
And not on lease land. Right. So 63% of sellers in Snohomish County actually opted to set offer review dates last week. 60% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed between March 24th and March 30th. Oh my gosh, this is a really big number too. 75% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed between March 10th and March 23rd. So 75%, that's a full 3/4 of all the sellers are getting into contract within the first 2 weeks. And you guys, just because a seller misses that first 7 days does not mean that you're not going to wind up competing during that second week. It often happens that you have certain buyers that go, yeah, no, I'm not competing, so I'm not going to make an offer on the offer review date. And then what winds up happening is you get another set of buyers come through that second week. So, sorry.
Oh, bless you.
Having issues. I got allergies.
Oh.
So Snohomish County, really rocking and rolling in Snohomish County. Rocking and rolling. So now, would you like to head to Pierce County, Dan?
I would. I've been itching to go to Pierce County.
I know, I could tell. Okay, so Pierce County, yeah, here we go. Pierce County, 0.9 months supply of inventory. So Pierce County is up 4% average sales price since December. So the first quarter this year, they're up 4%.
4%.
Yep.
Still not bad.
No, it's you know what it is? It's positive. We're all good if it's positive. 699 homes currently on the market in Pierce County. 30% of sellers set offer review dates. 44% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between March 24th and March 30th. 62% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed their home between March 10th and March 23rd. So a pretty decent market in Pierce County. Yeah. Over half the sellers getting into contract within the first 2 weeks.
Boy, that's pretty. That is a really good stat. I mean, it's getting close to Snohomish County territory.
It's they're within 10-15% percentage points. And they're going to get a fair number of multiple offers. They're not going as far over asking price. They're barely going over. So it's not quite like it is in Snohomish and King counties.
Right, but it's still pretty darn
very strong seller's market.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're going to get sold. You're going to get sold if you list and you're prepared for the market.
Right.
Unless you have an inherent challenge.
Well, depends.
We won't go into that right now.
Inherent challenge, yes, that's a wide
berth. So Mason County. You want to talk about Mason County, Dan?
I don't have the Mason County stats.
Well, that's okay. I can wing it. How about that?
Oh,
1.6 months supply of inventory in Mason County.
Let's wing it.
They've gone down 12%. I really don't want to say that too loudly, but it looks to me like from all the data that I've looked at over the last couple of months that their market has lost some steam. There's a lot of extra inventory on the market in Mason County right now. So I think that's causing them to lose a little bit of average price. Anyway, yeah, lose a little sales price. All right, 93 active listings. So it's not a very big market. 17% of sellers set offer review dates in Mason County. 33% of sellers got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between March 24th and March 30th. So not a bad number for Mason County. So it's picking up down there a little bit. Only 32% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed between March 10th and March 23rd. And again, that's for a different set of data. The market, I think, was a little weaker 2 to 4 weeks ago than it was that March 24th to March 30th. Seems like the market to me picked up overall. Yeah. And that's true in Snohomish and King counties, I think, as well. So should we go Skagit?
Let's go Skagit. Yes.
Let me take my jacket off again. Maybe we should go no jacket for Skagit. Oh, I like it. No jacket Skagit. Hi, guys. Oh, my God, I'm funny. You guys aren't laughing. Is anybody joining? I'm not sure if there's anybody joining. Looks like
the whole TikTok community is laughing in unison.
I know. Looks like I got some roses and lightning bolts, maybe.
Nice.
No jacket. It was a Cava San Lucas's no jacket. Well, there you go. To be honest, I was a little hot, so I had to get rid of the jacket anyway. All right, here we go. Skagit County. All right, what do we got? 1.3 months supply of inventory in Skagit County. That ticked up a tad. Not concerned at all. Skagit County's got a pretty good market going up there. Their average sales price is up 7% for the first quarter. So from
Wow.
December solds to March solds. Yep. So that's a good increase. And again, part of that is going to be due to going over asking price. They've got quite a few multiple offer situations going on up there. They're not as apt to set an offer review date. They're still a little gun shy about that, but they are definitely pushing prices over asking price. So we've got 116 listings currently on the market in Skagit County. Only 22% of sellers in Skagit County set offer review dates last week. So again, that's a little light in the loafers. However, our 7-day data is a little lighter than it's been for months now. So we've only got 18% of sellers in Skagit County that got under contract within the first 7 days. And that's if they listed between March 24th and March 30th. So I don't know what happened in the market up there that week. Everybody else seems to have had better numbers. I think it's just a fluke. Again, a smaller market. So, you know, a couple of sales can impact the data quite a bit one way or the other.
Right.
Because if you look at the 2-week data, which who knows why they had such a good 2 weeks. Nobody else had this good of a 2 week, well, except for King and Snohomish. But I mean, they had 46% of their sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed between March 10th and March 23rd. So that's very strong numbers for Skagit County. So I just had a seller call me from Skagit County, and he asked me for the data. And last week's 7-day data was quite a bit better. But this week's 2-week data is very nice. So I think in Skagit County, you can pretty much, if you're prepared for market and you don't have any of those inherent challenges that we've talked about, then there's a very good chance that you could get off the market within the first 2 weeks. So
Right.
you go well. We only have one more county, guys. Should we go no jacket for Kitsap?
Let's go for
Dan
how about
doesn't think I'm funny.
for Mr. Cabo San Lucas? Let's go no jacket.
No jacket. I vote no jacket. Okay. Kitsap County. 0.9 months supply of inventory. Very strong market in Kitsap County. Lots of multiple offers, you guys. People are getting under contract within the first few days. Their market is up about 4% since in the first quarter.
It's not too bad.
178 active listings on the market in Kitsap County. And their sellers are getting more bold. We're up to 44% of sellers setting offer review dates in Kitsap County. And that's to be expected. Their month supply of inventory is less than 1. So it's a pretty good market over there.
Wait a minute here. How do I know? I've got the wrong. Hang on.
He's got the wrong graphic up, guys.
I do. You know
Hi,
what?
guys.
Somehow I loaded it twice. Oh my goodness.
Cabo San Lucas says, I'm funny. Thank you, by the way. I'm just giving Dan a hard time over here. So I got more good data. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So this doesn't almost look real. So 64% of sellers in Kitsap County got under contract within the first 7 days on the market if they listed their home between March 24th and March 30th. 64%.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Let me make sure I didn't make a typo on that one. I don't believe my own numbers. That's just that's hitting it out of the park. Let's see. That's new construction.
This is for Kitsap, right?
This is Kitsap. I'm gonna get back. I pulled so many pages of data this time.
Well, let's see if I can.
64%, you guys. 29 homes out of 45 listed that week sold. I did double check that data because I was wondering. It's incredible. So you guys, that's the highest data for the 7-day data this week. Kitsap County knocked out of the park.
What was it again?
64% selling within the first 7 days. That's the highest data point for the 7-day data for all the counties.
Wow.
Yeah, they had just a killer week, March 24th to March 30th. Yeah. So that's incredible. So, and they're back down to 59% of sellers got under contract within the first 14 days on the market if they listed between March 10th and March 23rd. But that's still a really, really super strong number for Kitsap County. Honestly, shoot, I mean, you really don't want to miss the first week in Kitsap County, to be honest. You know, in King and Snohomish, you might maybe got like a 10-15% chance of still getting under contract that second week. Kitsap County, it's looking a lot more even. So, you want to do Kittitas?
If you like, I don't have a Kittitas.
You should see his face. His face, you guys. He didn't know I pulled data for Kittitas.
Had no idea. No,
Kittitas County.
If you want to do Kittitas, that sounds fine with me.
No, I pulled that data for a client because I'm going to do a market analysis over there in Cleon.
Well, you know,
I'm just messing with you, Dan. That's me now. Okay.
Well, that's okay. And so
what other stuff do we? I got all kinds of good stuff here, Dan.
You got a lot of good stuff this week. You brought a lot to the table this week, Kat. Let's go to the amount of market time and how it affects sales prices. How's that?
Yeah, let's do this.
That one, yes.
What this says is King County market time cost sellers money. And this is no joke. Wait till you hear these numbers. And so I pulled the same data for King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties, and it bears out in every situation. In this go around, I pulled the data from October 1st, 2023 until March 31st, 2024. So it's a full 6-month segment of data. So I took the average sales price and I broke it down to price per square foot, and then applied it to the average sales price for the county to see exactly how much money that was going to cost you. So the average price per square foot for sales that occurred in the first 7 days of being on the market was $523. That's your average price per square foot for those sales that sold 0 to 7 days on market, right? So big number. 8 to 14 days, $493. Now, you subtract that from 523 and you divide that by 523, and you're going to get the percentage. That percentage is 5.7%. Now, you take 5.7% of the average sales price in King County, which right now happens to be $1,274,402. So that number now looks like it's cost that seller $72,460 to miss that first 7 days. Don't miss the first 7 days in King County. That could cost you, and that's an average, you guys. That's not the minimum or the maximum. That's the middle, that's the average of what it'll cost you if you miss that first 7 days. So $72,000, that's a lot of vacation.
That's a lot of vacation.
A lot of shoes. So 15 to, if you sell within 15 to 30 days, your average sales price per square foot is $458. And so that winds up being 12.4% less than if you sold that first 0 to 7 days. And monetarily, what that breaks down to is $158,026.
Oh, that's painful.
150. And that's, listen, you guys, that's if you sell 15 to 30 days. You just missed that 2 weeks.
You know what's interesting?
That's like $75,000 a week is what it's running you. Do you understand? I'm sorry to put it that way.
Oh, yeah, you better be ready right out of the gate. I'll put it that way.
You can't go on the market and think, oh, I'll get the house ready while we're on the market. No, it has to be ready the minute you hit the ground running. And honestly, your agent better be ready too. There's no getting the marketing materials ready a day or 2 days later. There's no, getting on social media 3 days later. It's, you're out of the gate. Everything needs to be right then. You need to have the property website set up, the QR code for the property website, that QR code on the flyers. You need to have flyers and brochures at the flyer stand out in front of the home on the signpost. You need to have brochures, really nice, fancy brochures for inside the home, as well as flyers, arrow signs if appropriate, right? It's not always appropriate these days, but sometimes you need that arrow sign, especially down a driveway. If there's more than one driveway, it can be really helpful to find the house if you're going down a little street with a bunch of driveways off of it. So, but everything needs to be ready right out of the gate. So when you're listing a house. So let's keep going down this list. So let's say you sell 31 to 60 days after you go on the market.
Oh,
Your price per square foot drops down to $439.
That's about 10 years worth of salary from you right now.
Yeah, and you know what? That's 16% less than if you sold the first week on the market. And you want to know what that's going to cost you? That's over $200,000 for your average sales price.
That's rough.
$203,940. Did I say that right? No. $203,403. Is that right? No. 203,904. I get nervous on these lives and I can't remember anything.
That's a huge number.
Anyway, so that's the number if you're on the market 31 to 60 days. So that's how much less you're going to get, or you could get, than if you sold within the first 7 days. So one, it's critical to price the property properly. And in the pack, I don't like saying that, but it's true. When you are pricing your property, don't be looking at what the property is sold for, because those are going to be all over the board right now. Some of them are getting bid up to $300,000-$400,000, especially, in King County. And so what you want to be looking at is where people are listing your comps, right? Your comparable properties. Where are those being listed at? What price point? And you're going to want to stay in that price pocket. So don't miss that price pocket by too much. I don't mind if you list on the higher end of that.
You've got a little tip for the price point. If I remember correctly, you're saying price it right at, let's say you're thinking of pricing at $699, $950. You're saying no.
You hit that primary price point. You hit that 700,000. Or if you're really close to 1.5 million, don't do the 1.45. Not in a hot market. Now you can do that in a squishy market, right? Not in a hot market. You want to hit the 1.5. There's a reason for that, because somebody might be looking from 1.2 to 1.5.
And somebody else.
They're going to be, those people in those ranges they're big ranges, right? They'll do 1 million to 1.5.
Right.
They'll do 1.5 to 2 million, right? And you want to be on that price point because that gives you that much more exposure. So very, very important point to pricing. But you also don't want to overprice too much. You can get away with a slight overpricing if you are in this kind of a market, as long as you're not missing the pack, right? So if it looks like most people that are comps to your property are about 950, you're probably okay doing the million, right? As long as you are definitely one of the shiny objects. So you've done everything right. There's no inherent challenges. Because if you have any inherent challenges like power lines or air traffic noise or traffic noise in general, then you probably want to be very, very realistic and conservative with your pricing. So, because you may not get multiple offers, right? Like these other people are getting multiple offers. So
you want to try Snohomish?
Well, we didn't finish the last one. He's very impatient today, guys.
Oh, I thought we did.
So if you're on the market 61 to 120 days, I think I'd like to put this all in one video if I can, Dan. So I'm trying to cover it all. So 61. So 60, if you're on the market 61 to 120 days, this is what it's going to cost you on average. So 17.4%. So what does that look like monetarily? $221,746. That's an average of what it will cost you to be on the market 61 to 120 days. So that's how much market time costs a seller when they languish on the market. So you don't want to miss your price point. You don't want to miss your price point where you should be listed. And you also want to be 100% prepared for market. That's King County, guys. So those are pretty violent numbers. I've been calling them violent numbers. But those are big numbers. You want to do Snohomish, Dan?
Let's do Snohomish, Kat.
Are you sleeping, Dan?
No, I was awake, wide awake.
I'm boring you, aren't I?
No, it's very interesting stuff.
Hi, David. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So Snohomish County, how much does market time cost sellers in Snohomish County? So it's less wild data than King County, but it's still significant. And you guys, these are numbers, they just come out this way. I don't fiddle with them to try to make it look like it costs you guys money if you sit on the market longer. This is actually what the data comes out to be. And I'm astonished to see it's the same across all 3 counties, Snohomish, King, and Pierce. So it's, you know, it's good to see that, because I like to think that there is a correlation between market time and how much you get price per square foot for your home. So 0 to 7 days on the market, you're going to get $409 on average for your home in Snohomish County, right, over the past 6 months. If you're on the market for 8 to 14 days, then it's, you know, it's going to cost you on an average 1.7%, which equates to $14,424. So not a huge penalty if you miss that first week in Snohomish County, but still a penalty, right? So, because $14,000 is something. Yeah. Now, the big hit for Snohomish County comes in 15 to 30 days. So if you're on the market 15 to 30 days in Snohomish County, your average price per square foot goes down to $378. That's 7.6% less than if you sold within the first 7 days. And that equates to $64,482. Now that's a big hit. You don't want to miss the first 14 days in Snohomish County. The monetary hit to that is ginormous. Now, if you sold your house 31 to 60 days on the market, you're going to get $374 on average price per square foot. That's 8.6% less than if you sold your house within the first week, which equates to $72,966. So those are big numbers, huh, Dan?
Those are really big numbers.
So if you're on the market 61 to 120 days in Snohomish County, that costs you an average of 11%, which now we're getting, these numbers are getting pretty big. So if you miss the first 2 months and you're still on the market, you're going to get an average of $364 a square foot, which equates to $93,329, almost $100,000. And that's based on an average sales price of $848,000.
Oh,
so
one of our viewers.
Your average sales price in Snohomish County is $848,000 right now.
Wow.
Okay. So that's, based on an average sales price of $848,000. If you were on the market more than 2 months, 2 to 4 months, you would have lost an average of $93,000. That's what being on the market, that extra 2 months costs you.
That's a big number. Wow.
It's a huge number. So, but I love these figures, you guys, because there's a direct correlation. It shows an absolute direct correlation between market time and how much money you get price per square foot, which I think is a really key measurement. It's a reliable measurement. So do you want to do Pierce County, Dan?
Let's do Pierce County. That's a great idea.
I think he's sleeping over there.
No, I'm wide awake.
You're not sleeping down? No?
I am wide awake. These stats have got me gripped. I'm just gripped to the screen.
Poured tears. I shouldn't tease you, Dan. You're so polite to put up with this.
No, it's very interesting stuff.
Listen, I have 3 counties now that support my theory, which is market time cost sellers money, and that was my hypothesis when I started pulling this data. Is I wanted to see, is that narrative supported with actual data? And what's interesting is I continue down my path of pulling statistics for various areas near me. It's interesting to see my hypotheses, borne out and with real data. So, things that I might have assumed as a realtor, but never really had any proof for. And so now I have proof. You guys know I love my data because I like my stats for proof that what I'm saying is true.
Well, there's two components, two variables, if you will, in this stuff that's really important. The one we're talking about right now, how long it takes you to sell a house, really important. And then the second thing that's really important is when you buy and sell a house. And we're going to get to that next.
We're going to get to that immediately following this. I'm not going to go long on this. So I just wanted to let you guys know what Pierce County is. It's very interesting. Oh, you guys, thanks for the gifts. All right. So Pierce County, how much market time costs sellers? This is very interesting. So if you sell within the first week, you're going to get approximately $307 per square foot for your home, right? That's just approximately. So if you're on the market 8 to 30 days. Now, I didn't pull the 8 to 14 day data because it was just so similar to the 15 to 30 day that I lumped it into one group. So if you miss the first week, then you're going to sell sometime. Maybe you sell sometime in the next 3 weeks, right? So 8 to 30 days. So then that makes your price per square foot, your average price per square foot in that bucket, $292. That's at a cost of 4.9%, which equates to $28,632, based on an average sales price in Pierce County of $586,000, $586,000. I can't say that number. It's based on an average sales price of $568,000. $586,000. Oh my God, I have to leave it at that. I'm getting all tongue tied. Okay. So the 8 to 30 days cost you $28,000 and change, right? If you're on the market 31 to 60 days, it's your average price per square foot goes down to $284 and it costs you 7.5%, right? And that equates to $43,903. So again, that's a pretty big hit. So you missed that first month on the market. Now this is your second month. So then if we take a look at the last one I have, is a 61 to 120 days on the market, and you're going to get an average $275 per square foot. So this one's interesting as well. It costs you 10.4%, and that equates to $61,082. So if you miss that 0 to 7 days and you wind up in that last bucket, which is a 61 to 120 day. So that's 2 to 4 months on the market.
That's a big jump.
3 and 4 months, I guess I should say. So, but in all cases, that the last one's costing you $61,000, but that's on an average sales price of $586. So it's it's over 10%. So big deal, you guys. It can make a huge difference how you prepare your property for the market, how well prepared you are for the market, and how you price your property and how you market your property. My daughter and I took over a listing. I'm going to go, sorry, quick story, short. My daughter and I took over a listing for one of her TikTok clients, and they'd headed on the market in the fall with another agent. And so they contacted her after their listing expired, and we all got together and they decided they wanted to list with us as a team. And the other agent, she got one showing. She had one showing in 3 months. The first day that I held it open, I had 6 people through on a Saturday, and we'd already had 3 or 4 showings the day before that. So and the difference is the marketing, right? And I'm not talking about just the collateral, just the flyers and the brochures and things like that, or even the signage out front. It goes beyond that. It goes, it's the digital marketing, right? So you've got to have the property website, the Matterport 3D tour, critical. So people outside the area can kind of walk around the property without actually having to show up. And unless they got really serious about it, and then they better fly into town. So, but floor plans, right? Really, really, really important. Thank you, guys. Floor plans, professional, fabulous photography. You have to know your photographer, and they better do a good job. So, and so that stuff becomes very, very important, because that's how you're getting people to see the property, how it shows up on Zillow, on Realtor.com, all these other affiliate websites. So, you got to put your best foot forward right out the gate. So anyway, that's all I have to say on that, Dan, but we still have that property on the market. It has an inherent challenge or two. But to be fair, we've had a couple offers.
Yeah, that's good to know.
We just didn't like them,
It's
it's, sellers got to like the offer right out the gate, and they just do brand new on the market. You can't be coming in less than full price. So,
right.
And I think and one of them was contingent. The other one was they came in at full price, and then they, found out about the septic situation, and they really kind of lowballed at that point. And I was like,
No.
So, anyway, so what do you want to talk about, Dan? I'm ready to go. I'm raring to go. People are sending me gifts and roses, and
Oh my
I'm in a
goodness.
good mood.
Oh, you're the belle of the ball. What can we say? Okay, let's
I don't know about that.
Oh yes, very much so.
Oh yes. Here, let's change glasses while we change topics.
There we go.
And we'll put a jacket on.
So let's move on.
Blue for blue. Oh, we're going to talk about one of my most favorite topics of all, because I created this data set.
Yes, you did.
I ran, you guys, I like to start with a hypothesis, right? So that's what I do when I'm pulling data. I'm like, what do I want to know? Right. And so I asked myself, gosh, it seems like that the average sales price in January is pretty low and it's pretty high by June. And so I said to myself, what's the difference? What's the difference between average January sales price and June? So I went back to, I went back to 2012, and I put together the data for, in this case, we have King County on the screen here, and it's 12.7%, you guys. So what does that tell you? So if you're a flipper, or you're somebody, or you're a buyer, just a general buyer, if you want to save yourself potentially 12.7% on average, you'd buy that house in January, right? And not wait till June. It's okay to buy it in June. You're just paying more for it, right? So and the thing about buying in June is you have choices. In January, there's not many choices. So it's kind of incumbent upon you finding the house you want. So you could buy anywhere November, December, June, or November, December, January, maybe into February. That starts to get multiple offers in some years. So,
right. Yeah.
But Dan and I like this, don't we, Dan?
Well, if you're a flipper, or you're a contractor, you're doing like a spec home or something like that.
Or you're a builder, right? You're a builder. You got a plat that you want to get underway.
Yep. You're a builder. You got a plat. You want to get underway. You can kind of take this data and kind of count backwards. Like, how long does it take to build a house? Well, let's just say it takes 7-8 months to build a house, right? Yep. And when do you want to sell it? You probably want to sell it now this is some inside information coming from Kat, and I'm spilling the beans, but the 3rd week of April, that's always it's a hot week for sellers. Sellers love it. They're getting peak pricing right there. 3rd week of April. So let's say you count back about 8 months, right? Or 7 months, however long it takes you to build. And you can say, okay, 8 months, let's see.
August, September.
So you start building, say, around September. Yeah, you start building. Maybe August, September, right in that period. So you get the foundation in and all that kind of stuff. By the middle of October, you don't have as much to worry about with all the winter rains and everything. And then you're ready to sell it by April. And then if you're a flipper, let's say you got a 3-month flip, you just count backwards from whenever you want to sell it. You take a look on the, and it'll tell you when you should buy and when you should probably, it doesn't mean you can't buy in the other months, but you got to think twice,
But you do. So when you guys are thinking about buying a flip, you have to think about what are your holding costs, right? If your holding costs are very minimal and you're done with your flip in January, you need to sit back and think. And you can call me for one thing. I mean, I know I'm not I don't have a crystal ball, but I can read the market in December. We can take a look at what interest rates are doing, how the economy is performing, and whether we think it's going to be a reasonably good spring, like maybe a normal spring. So a normal spring would give us 12.7% appreciation between January and June. Now, with that 12% appreciation, is that going to cover your carrying costs and plus you want more than just your carrying costs, right? Is it going to benefit you to actually wait till like maybe the April or May timeframe to put it on the market? So those are things you can think about. And, I haven't been doing these stats forever, you guys. I've just been really doing them diligently for the past year. And then I was sending them to some clients the prior year. So this has been relatively new for me. But I will tell you that as I'm watching the markets change and go through the different seasons, it is getting easier for me to say, yeah, this is where it looks like we are. And no, we can't predict where interest rates are going, but we can say if this and this remain the same, then this is likely to follow. And so, and just taking averages is just a fascinating way to kind of take a pulse of the market and see where it may go next. So,
well, we were talking about how hot
historical averages are just gold.
Right. We were talking earlier about how hot the King County market is, for example, right? I mean, King County is up, 22% on average, 20% median.
22%, yep, since December.
For this 18% for the square foot. The thing is, there was a tip-off. I will tell you, there was a tip-off that came the second weekend in January because things were really hot the second week of January at the open houses. I remember distinctly.
That's right.
There
was just so many buyers.
There was, and there were just.
There's still an extraordinary number of buyers out there.
It was like that weekend. I remember very well. 16 degrees out, and I was it was cold. I was in an open house, just chit chatting with folks coming through, and there were, I think, 44 different, groups, couples, groups, family going through on one Sunday. It was 16 degrees.
And you know why that was? So this is why it was because there's not very many listings that second weekend of January. So all the buyers that are out there are going to be converging on those few homes that have open houses.
Right.
Well, at least that's part of it, right? So as we get into summer, we may still see a significant number of buyers going through open houses, but that number could tick down for sure.
Right. But
it'd still be a very good market.
Yeah, I mean, still, it was.
But it was clear the market was taking off like a rocket ship.
It was.
And actually, at that time, I actually felt like we might get to the point where it's where we're getting 90-95% of sellers under contract within the first 7 days. That has not happened, you guys. The market has remained very much the same, almost from the middle of January to now. In Snohomish and King counties, we've got 60 to 65% of sellers getting under contract within the first 7 days, very consistently, week after week. And then we've got 68 to 75% getting under contract total within the first 2 weeks on the market. So those numbers have remained very, very consistent. I don't see those numbers getting much better. We're at the top of the market right now for the 2-week data. But I don't see that 7-day data getting better. I see it kind of bouncing around.
Well, I'll tell you the part that's going to get interesting. It's going to get interesting if we start to see interest rates come down. So let's just say October, because it might not be till October. But if once interest rates start coming down, we've hit a high peak right now with high interest rates at the same time. It's pretty remarkable, actually. You would have expected it to maybe back off a little bit, but no, that hasn't happened.
Interest rates have not gotten better like they predicted.
No.
So and where are they right now, Dan? Are we at like a peak for the year right now?
Yes, we are.
Are we at the high for the year?
We are at the high.
2020. Okay, so there you go, guys. So we are at the high for the year. And still our 7-day data looks pretty strong in Snohomish and King counties. Yeah. So the interest rates are having little effect on buying in King and Snohomish counties.
That's right. There's right.
An awful lot of demand.
When I say high for the year, I mean the high for 2024, not for the last 12 months. So.
No, not for the last 12 months. Yeah. No, that's what I meant. I meant for 2024. And so, what's interesting too, and we didn't talk about this earlier, but new construction in Snohomish County, we have 1 week supply. Actually, it's less than a week.
1 week.
0.2 month supply, which is less than a 1 week supply of inventory for new construction in Snohomish County. And not all the builders are asking for not all of the builders are setting offer review dates. As a matter of fact, not even a majority. So not very many offer review dates being set in Snohomish County. And I'm talking about single family detached, you guys, not townhomes. There's an awful lot of townhomes out there, new construction, but I did not look at those. So the demand is clearly for the single family detached. So those are, and they're building them in Snohomish County. Shit, they've got them going up in Arlington and Marysville, Smoky Point. There's quite a bit of new construction. Stanwood's got some really cool new construction going on up there. Some nice communities going in. So, and there's even a few spec homes over in Warm Beach for sale now, I believe. So, interesting. Very interesting. So new construction, very desirable in Snohomish County right now. People seeking that out. And I do think not all of the new construction in Snohomish County, what kind of a hat they got? Somebody put a hat on me. Oops, I got to put this puzzle piece together. We must be an hour, Dan. Did I do it right? No. Oh, I'm able to verify. Let me do it one more time. I missed my puzzle piece. Hold on.
We're right at 1 hour right now.
Yeah, sorry about that. So,
okay.
So new construction. I feel like some of the new construction in Snohomish County, and this is going to be a little different than King. Some of the new construction in Snohomish County is on a little bit bigger lots. So I want to say that may be creating a little more demand. So even if it's on an 8,000 square foot lot, that beats the heck out of a 4,000 square foot lot any day of the week. So anyway, let me get myself centered on here again. So anyway, what else do we want to talk about, Dan? Oh, we didn't. Did you put the Snohomish one up?
I just did. It's up. Take a look.
There it is.
Look at that.
Yeah. So Snohomish County. So what I call this is Snohomish County intra-year appreciation. And so what I'm talking about is the difference between the average sales price in January versus the average sales price in June. And so over a period from 2012 to 2023, and that differentiation between January and June is 9.7%. So again, you want to buy the house in January, and if you're a flipper, you want to sell it in April, May, June, right towards the end of that cycle. So to get the most for your money. So and you want to buy that house hopefully in the fall, late fall, November, December, very early January if you're a smart flipper. Picking it up then, and then you can hopefully capitalize on that extra almost 10% in the springtime.
Right.
And this year we're already there, guys. Now we're going to take this right to what's happening now because Snohomish County is already up. Did I say 9% or 10%, Dan?
9.7 for Snohomish.
No, what are we up this year?
Oh, for Snohomish?
Yeah.
9% on average.
9% on average. So Snohomish County is already up 9%. So we've blown that normalcy right out of the water. Do I think that's going to keep going up? Probably, because we are still seeing a huge number of selling prices over listing prices. And did I pull that? I think I pulled that.
You know which area is going pretty strong right now, Kat?
What?
Bothell.
Yeah, Bothel's hot.
Bothel's been pretty darn strong.
So 60%. So for the last 30 days, you guys, I pulled the data. I have so much data here. So for the last 30 days, 60% of sold. This is for the last 0 to 30 day of sold, right? Listings that closed. 60% of those were over asking price.
Wow.
In Snohomish County.
In Snohomish County. Wow.
33%, 1/3 were 5% or more over asking price. So this is real data. So the most somebody paid over asking price was 34% in Snohomish County. So that's the last 30 days of closed. But we have, you guys, we have 16% of homes got 10% over asking price or more. So that's 1 in 5, 1 in 6.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah.
5% got 15% or more, and we said 3% that got 20% or more. So those kinds of negotiations are out there right now, those bidding wars. And real quick for King County. So King County, they had 58% of sales go over the sales prices over list prices for the last 30 days. They had somebody bid 45% over asking price for one property. That was the highest that went over asking price. 36% of buyers paid 5% or more over asking price. So that's over a third. Oh. And then we've got 21%, 1 in 5 buyers paid 10% or more over asking price. And you have to remember your average price for a home in King County right now is 1.274, right? So they're paying $120,000 more. And 10% of the transactions had 15% or more over asking price. And 5% went 20% or more. So, and those are happening in the more the east side areas like Bothell, Woodinville, Kirkland, Bellevue, and some of the more desirable neighborhoods. You know,
Renton?
Nope, not Renton.
Not Renton? Oh, you said the desirable neighborhoods. My neighborhood's very desirable.
I'm picking on Dan, you guys. He lives in Renton. I'm not serious, Renton. No one get mad at me now. I don't want anybody getting mad at me. Anyway, I have to pick on Renton. Dan lives there. No, there's he's laughing his ass off. You can't see him, but he is. But yeah, so there's certain areas, and that was another question I had for myself that I'm going to start pulling data for. I want to see where the hottest areas are in King County. That's really interesting to me. Is it Woodinville, Bothell? Because I'm making a guess, right? We're kind of guessing here.
Well, you know? I'll tell you what would interest me.
So what's influencing King County the most, right? Let's find that out. This week, guys, I'm going to pull that data.
I'd like to know how Seattle's doing, and I'll tell you why. When you go on apartmentlist.com and you look at the rentals that are coming from the areas around here, Seattle, the rental growth is not good at all. It's dragging all of King County down.
It's because the rules of the aren't they voting? Didn't they vote to? Well, they have a lot of bad votes in Seattle. Didn't they for landlords? Didn't they rent control? They doing rent control. That was on the agenda for a while. I don't know if they voted it in or not.
Well, I don't. But
it's actually, you know what? It's on the state ballot.
But
it's on the state agenda for this year. The rent control thing for the whole state of Washington. Oh my God, you guys. Don't let that happen. I have to sell my rentals.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Anyways, yeah. No, but I do. Where's the hot spot? Right? In King County? Let's find out, you guys. Let's find out where the hot spot is.
Yeah.
I want to find out. I want to find out. Is it Woodinville? Is it Bellevue? Maybe it's Renton.
How about Duval? Could be Duval.
Could be Duval. Could be pulling our prices up. Who's making our prices go up in King County? I want to know that question. And also Snohomish County. Who's dragging our prices up in Snohomish County? Is it Mill Creek? They could be the villain.
Could be Arlington.
Could be Snohomish. Could be Arlington. Could be Marysville.
Marysville.
Come on, I bet it's Monroe.
It could be Monroe. That's correct.
It's the fact that we've got that penitentiary over there, or what's that called, prison, or whatever that is, where they send all the bad people.
right out for free. Well, they're not bad. They're
no,
good
not bad people. No, I didn't mean that.
They're good people, but maybe gone a little foul of the law. Maybe
mistake makers.
Mistake. You know, things happen in life. So on that note,
are we done?
I think we're done. Okay. We're hitting. Yes, we're hitting our
target.
target.
An hour.
Yes.
Thank you, Casa San Lucas. Thank you for all your gifts and comments. I loved it. Thank you. All right, we're signing off. See you guys next week, 4:00 Monday, 4 to 4:15.
Bye, everyone.